Third balance. Come to your backs. Just come to any comfortable position. Start by noticing your breath. Now for parts of your breath. Your breath in. Space at the top of your breath. Your breath out. And that pause right at the bottom before your breath comes back in. So you're ready to bring in movement. Bend your knees, ground the soles of your feet about mat width. And slowly windshield wiper your knees side to side. And the next time that your knees come to the left, pause there. Reach your arms to the back right corner of your mat. Just gently press through the inside edge of your right foot, pressing your right knee forward. Big breath in. Long breath out. And on your inhale, make your way back through center. Exhale, switch your sides. Just gently press through the inside edge of your left foot, pressing your left knee forward. Big breath in. Long breath out. On your inhale, make your way back through center. Exhale, tug your knees into your chest. Any intuitive movement here, rock left and right, circle your knees or your feet. It's coming back to center. Let's release your hands, extend your feet to the ceiling. Bring your hands behind your legs, gently draw your straight legs toward you. Big breath in. Hug your legs in a little bit closer, breathe out. And then reach your hands up for your feet or shins or ankles. Exhale, take a happy baby. Bend your knees to the outsides of your rib cage. Maybe scrunch your face to the ceiling a few times. Find softness and contrast through all little muscles of your face. And then releasing your jaw, take an open mouth breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Release your feet, hug your knees back into your chest. And then take your strap or other long thing. Let your left leg rest, wrap your strap around your right foot. Extend your right foot up. And lower your leg enough so you can straighten it all the way, actively pushing your foot into your strap, engaging your quad. Keeping that strength, gently draw your straight leg toward you. Let your shoulders soften. And then taking your strap in your right hand, open your right leg to the right only so far as your left hip stays on the ground. So this opening is coming from your right hip as opposed to from pelvis rotation. Keep actively pushing your foot into your strap, engaging your quad. Couple more breaths here. Then as you're ready, bring your right leg back to center. This time, bend your right knee straight in toward your chest. Use your strap to hold your foot in place for the moment. Then keeping your leg in place, actively push your foot up into your strap and then really intentionally engage your right quad and glute. Let your shoulders soften. Notice what's happening in your jaw and your neck. Breathe in, push your foot up, engage your right quad. Exhale, soften. And then push your foot all the way straight, or your leg all the way straight, strap in your left hand, cross your right leg over your left side. And breathe right into that space between your right rib cage and hip. Few more full breaths here. If your right hip is lifted, bring your right hip back to the ground. Keep your leg crossed over, although it'll naturally lift up a little bit as your right hip comes back to the ground. Holding the strap in your left hand, gently resist as you pull your right leg back to center. So you're breathing right into your outer right hip as you pull. That right leg is strong and straight. Keep engaging your right quad. And then when you get back to center one more time, push your foot into your strap, engage your quad, gently draw your straight leg toward you. Breathe in. Exhale, take a half happy baby. Bend your knee to the outside of your rib cage. You can keep your strap or replace your strap with your hand. Let your shoulder blades soften. And then on your inhale, push your foot up into whatever's holding it. So you're breathing right into the outside of your right hip. And exhale, let everything soften. Do that a couple more times following your breath. Inhale, push your foot up, breathe into your hip. Exhale, soften. One more time, your pace. And then after your next exhale, release your strap by your side for the moment. Bring your knees to a 90-degree angle over your hips. Roll all the way to your left. Stack your right hip on top of your left. And then keeping your hips stacked, peel open through your right side. So you're using the stacking of your hips to shift this twist up toward your thoracic spine, your mid-upper back. Higher than it was a moment ago when you used your strap to cross your leg over. Few more full breaths here. And then as you're ready, make your way back to center. Hug your knees into your chest, take any intuitive movement. And lower your right leg to the ground, wrap your strap around your left foot. Extend your foot up. Actively push your foot into your strap, engage your quad. Gently draw your leg toward you. Big breath in. Hug your leg in closer as you breathe out. And then taking your strap in your left hand, open your left leg to the left, only so far as your right hip stays on the ground. Notice your breath. Your next inhale, bring your left leg back to center. On your exhale, bend your left knee straight in toward your chest. Using your strap to hold your leg in place. Ground your shoulder blades. Your arms are doing less work here. Actively push your left foot up into your strap and really intentionally engage your left quad and glute. And as you engage this left leg, notice what happens in your neck and your shoulders. Let your whole upper body soften. One more inhale, push your foot up. Exhale, soften as you soften your left knee in toward your chest. And then push your left leg all the way straight. Strap in your right hand. Cross your left leg over your right side. Couple more full breaths here. If your left hip is lifted, bring it back to the ground. Strap in your right hand. Left leg stays strong. Both hips stay grounded. Resist as you pull your left leg back to center. Again here, if it feels like your right shoulder is doing a lot of work, ground your right upper arm. When you get back to center, one more time, push your foot into your strap, engage your quad, gently draw your leg toward you. And then exhale, take a half happy baby. Bend your left knee to the outside of your rib cage. Shoulders soft. Inhale, push your foot up into your strap. Breathe right into the outside of your hip. And exhale, soften. Couple more like that, following your breath. Everything stays soft but your left hip. Inhale, push your foot up. Exhale, soften. One more, your pace. And then after your next exhale, release your strap. Bring your knees to a roughly 90-degree angle over your hips. Roll all the way to your right. Stack your left hip on top of your right. Keep your hips stacked, peel open through your left side. And I like to rest this top hand somewhere so that my shoulder isn't getting pulled on. Few more full breaths here. So you're ready, make your way back to center. Ground your feet about hip width. Bring your fingers to graze your heels. Press your feet and your arms down, lift your hips, bridge pose. Engage your glutes as you lift your hips up. Counter that by drawing your low belly toward your spine. So you're using that pulling in from your front to minimize how much bend can come from your low back. Pull your feet without moving them toward your arms to help engage your hamstrings, and then press through your shoulder blades so there's minimal pressure in your neck. Keep engaging your glutes. Pull your feet back, lift your hips up a little bit higher, breathe in. And exhale. Slowly lower to the ground. Just hug your knees into your chest. And coming to center, rock forward and backward along your spine. Make your way up to a seat. And in your seat, roll your shoulders out. An owl pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. And exhale, twist to the right. Soften the tops of your shoulders. Sit tall, breathe in. Exhale, draw your low belly in as you twist a little bit deeper. Then keep this twist, but bring your chin over your left shoulder. That cervical spine stretch. One more breath in. Exhale, back to center. Again, roll out your shoulders. And then twisting the other way. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. And exhale, twist to the left. Sit tall, breathe in. Exhale, draw your low belly and twist a little bit deeper. And then keep this twist, bring your chin over your right shoulder. One more breath in. And exhale, unwind. It's time to come forward into your tabletop. And take some cat-cow breaths here. Inhale your belly to the ground, bring your gaze up. And exhale, round your spine, press up through your mid-upper back. Follow the rhythm of your breath here. Add any side-to-side movements with your hips or your shoulders or your head that feel nourishing to your side body, your neck, your low back. Whatever movement you're taking, really exaggerate your movement so you get that full range of motion through your spine. Take a few more full breaths here. And then coming back to center, let's bring your forearms to the ground. Before you move, actively press your forearms into the ground so you get that shoulder protraction, so you're pressing up through your mid-upper back. And then step your feet back, plank pose, roughly leveling off your hips and your shoulders. You can stay on your toes or bring your knees to the ground anytime. Actively press up through your mid-upper back. Squeeze your legs together, engage your glutes. Actively draw your low belly up and in to support your low spine. Keep pressing up through your mid-upper back. Notice your breath. Notice especially that space at the top of your breath, even if that's a quarter second. Use that to make more intentional your breath out. You got this. You're here for another about 8. Squeeze your legs. Breathe. You're here for 4. You've got this. Engage your glutes. Breathe in. And lower to the ground. Breathe out. Soften your feet. Press your feet into the ground. Draw your low belly in to support your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Peel your chest up. Sphinx pose. Press your feet down even more intentionally as a means of engaging your legs. Engage your glutes more intentionally. And then keep drawing your low belly in. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Big breath in. And exhale. Lower down. Let everything soften. Big breath in. Open out. Let it go. And then slide your fingers lightly underneath your shoulders. Same base as your Sphinx that you just took. Press your feet down. Draw your low belly and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, peel your chest up. Cobra pose. Use that pulling in of your low belly to minimize how much bend can come through your low back. So this bend is coming mostly from your thoracic spine, your mid-upper back. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Big breath in. And exhale, lower down, let everything soften. Open mouth, breath in. Open mouth, let it go. And then slide your palms so your fingers are grounded underneath your shoulders. Keep your knees on the ground. Squeeze your shoulder blades together so your elbows are pointing back. Press through the pads of your fingers. Draw your low belly toward your spine. Legs strong. And then keeping a long spine, press through your hands so you're pressing up with a long spine. And slide back, child's pose. From here, walk your fingers forward, lift your palms, let your head and your neck soften. Breathe, press down through the pads of your fingers so you're breathing into that space between your shoulder blades. Big breath in. Breathe out. And then soften your palms. Come forward onto your hands, breathe in. Curl your toes under, lift your knees, plank pose. Press up through your mid-upper back. Squeeze your legs, engage your glutes. Breathe, big breath in. You got this, breathe out. 3 more full breaths here, big breath in. Squeeze your glutes, breathe out. Actively squeeze your triceps. 1 more breath in here. Breathe out. And then downward facing dog. Bring your heels toward the ground. From your dog, inhale, press up high into your toes. And exhale, heels toward the ground. Inhale, extend your right leg high. And exhale, step your right foot between your hands, low lunge. Bend into your right knee, dip your hips, breathe in. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Actively engage your right quad, press to your right heel, so you're using that focus on your quad to help lengthen your hamstring. Big breath in. Breathe out. And then flow this shape a couple of times. Inhale, bend into your right knee, dip your hips. Exhale, straighten. Again, inhale, bend into your right knee. Exhale, straighten. Bend back into your right knee, ground your left palm. Extend your right hand to the ceiling, take a twist. And then horizon lunges your breath out. Right away, drop the outside edges of your feet to the ground so your toes face the right. Press your hips to the ceiling and then squeeze your inner thighs together. Big breath in. And exhale, unwind, quarter turn to the left. Wide-legged forward fold. Spend 5 or 6 full breaths here. Exploring whatever stillness or movement within this shape feels best to your body in this moment. So you can find stillness in your fold, you can take a twist, you can bend into one knee at a time. Wherever you're at, actively press through your feet and engage your quads. So you're using, again, that strength in your quads to help lengthen the backs of your legs through that reciprocal muscle inhibition. And then releasing your hands beneath your shoulders. Let's rock forward and backward along the soles of your feet. Find where your hips and your heels roughly line up. And then pause there. Press through your feet, engage your quads. Walk your hands forward, maybe 6 or 8 inches or so. Draw your low belly in to help keep length in your low back, and then press your hands into the ground as you hinge at your hips, bringing your long spine toward that space between your legs. Keep actively pressing your feet to the ground, engaging your quads to keep your hips in line with your heels. Breathe right into the top backs of your legs. Big breath in. Got this, breathe out. And then keep this strength in your legs, but walk your palms back underneath your nose. Right hand stays planted. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Draw your low belly in. Use that left hand on your hip to help keep your hips square. And then twist toward the left. So this twist is coming from your mid upper back with your hips still square to the ground. So it's going to be a tiny twist. If my hips moved, right, I would get a lot more range of, well, I would get the same range of motion, but it would look like a lot more twist. We're trying to isolate that mid upper back twist. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind, quarter turn back to the top of your space. Bring your left heel to the ground. Push into both feet. Come on up. Warrior one. Left toes at an angle. Breathe. Big breath in. Your exhale, connect your hands behind you. So that could be interlacing your fingers, hooking your thumbs, holding on to something. Shine your chest open. Breathe in. Exhale, humbly bow. Nudge your left hip forward. Bend into your right knee. Draw your connected hands away from you, whether that's an ½ inch off of your tailbone or over your head or anywhere in between. And then as you actively push your right foot to the ground, squeeze your right quad and glute. So analogous to what we did on our back with our strap. Big breath in. You got this, breathe out. And then release your hands anytime you want them. Gaze in front of your right toes. Float your left leg, toppling tree. So you can release your hands for a standing split anytime. You might want to keep that bend in your right knee so your torso is closer to your right leg the whole time. That's okay. Engage your left glute to lift your left leg up. One more breath in. And then exhale, 2 feet touch, forward fold. Release your hands if you haven't already. Halfway lift, breathe in. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Take a back bend, breathe out. Reach high, breathe in. Sit back, chair pose, breathe out. Right away, let's lean and fly your arms so there's less focus on your shoulders. Reach through your fingers, squeeze your triceps, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then sit your hips down and back. Big breath in. Sit your hips a little bit lower. And then notice what's happening in your tail. Draw your low belly into lengthen your low back. Connect your hands behind you, any connection. Shine your chest open, breathe in. Keep your bind as long as this works for your shoulders, forward fold. Gently draw your connected hands away from you. Tuck your chin to your chest, turn your head side to side, massage your neck. Then coming back to center. Release your hands, take a halfway lift, breathe in. And exhale, fold, plant your hands, step your feet back, plank pose. Press up through your mid upper back. Stay on your toes or bring your knees to the ground anytime. Squeeze your legs together, engage your glutes. Breathe, you're here for 5. You got this, squeeze your triceps for 4. Stay on your toes if you're there, or stay on your knees, or bring your knees to the ground. Bend your elbows part way down. Only so far as your hips and your shoulders stay level, whether you're on your knees or your toes. And then without moving your hands, feel as though you're trying to drag your hands toward each other. So like in toward your nose. Squeeze your legs. Keep breathing. You're here for 3. Pull your hands for 2. Breathe in. Straighten your arms back out. Breathe out. And then slowly lower to the ground. Cobra pose, second time. Press your feet down. Engage your legs. Low belly in to support your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Fingers light. Inhale. Peel your chest up. Cobra. Engage everything tighter. Press your legs down. Lift your chest up a little bit higher. Breathe in. And exhale. Lower down. It's time airplane pose. Reach your hands back behind you. Seal up your legs using the strength from the tops of your inner thighs. Draw your low belly in to support your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift your chest. And then fly your arms. Reach through your fingers, squeeze your triceps. Squeeze your legs together tighter, lift your legs up. Breathe. Keep drawing your low belly in as priority to support your back. Squeeze your legs together tighter, squeeze your triceps, reach through your fingers. Big breath in. And exhale, lower down, let everything soften. Open mouth, breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Then taking a hamstring strengthener on that right side, that hamstring we've been stretching. Bend your right knee, bring your heel to the outside of your glute. Connect your hands behind you, so that could be fingers interlaced, hooking your thumbs, holding onto a strap. Notice first where that right foot is in relation to your glute. So the tendency is often to bring that right heel in toward your midline. Bring it back out to the outside of your glute. And then notice if your foot's at an angle. You straighten that foot out a little bit to adjust that pull on your hamstring. Press your left leg into the ground. Draw your low belly in to support your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Lift your chest. Keep pushing your left leg down, but this time use your hamstring strength. Hug your right heel in. Maybe that right quad begins to lift. Low belly and lift your chest up. Engage your whole left leg as you push your leg down. Hug your right heel in tighter. You've got this. One more breath in. And exhale. Lower down. Release your palms underneath your shoulders. Keep your knees on the ground. Squeeze your shoulder blades together so elbows point straight back. Press through your feet. Draw your low belly and squeeze your glutes. Press through your hands. Lift up. Long spine. And then child's pose. Big breath in. Open mouth. Let it go. And then the opposite of what we did last time. Come forward onto your forearms. Step your feet back. Plank pose, forearm plank pose. Press up through your mid upper back. Squeeze your legs. And then walk your feet in toward your arms. Dolphin pose. Keep pressing through your forearms. Breathe, big breath in. You got this, breathe out. Use your knees if you want them. Either way, lead with your right hand. Press back up, down dog. From your dog, inhale, press up high into your toes. Exhale, heels toward the ground. Inhale, extend your left leg high. And exhale, step your left foot between your hands, low lunge. Bend into your left knee, dip your hips, breathe in. And exhale, straighten your left leg. Press through your left foot, engage your left quad. And then flow this shape a couple of times. Inhale, bend into your left knee, dip your hips. Exhale, straighten, push through your left foot. Again, inhale, bend into your left knee. Exhale, straighten. Bend back into your left knee, taking a twist around your right palm, extend your left arm to the ceiling. And then horizon lunge, drop the outside edges of your feet to the ground so your toes point to the left. Press through the pads of your right fingers, lift your hips up. Big breath in. And exhale, unwind, quarter turn to the right, wide-legged forward fold. Few more full breaths here. Actively press through your feet, engage your quads. And then taking your time, release your hands beneath your shoulders. Rock forward and backward along the soles of your feet. Roughly line up your hips and your heels. Keep them there. Press your feet down, engage your quads. Walk your palms forward. And then press your hands into the ground. Press your long spine back toward that space between your legs. Big breath in. You got this. Breathe out. Keep this engagement in your lower half. Walk your palms back underneath your nose. Left hand plants. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Use that hand to help keep your hips square. Draw your low belly and twist to the right. So it's this really subtle twist coming from your mid-upper back. Hips still square to the ground. One more breath in. Exhale, unwind to the top of your space, low lunge. And then bring your right heel to the ground, toes out at about a 45-degree angle. Press into both feet. Come on up, crescent lunge. Breathe in. And exhale. Connect your hands back behind you. Any connection. Shine your chest open, breathe in. Nudge your right hip forward. Humbly bow. Release your hands anytime you want them for stability. Bend deeper into your left knee. Actively press through both feet and really intentionally engage that front left quad and glute. And then gaze in front of your left toes. Without pushing off your right foot, float your right leg, toppling tree. Your hands can stay bound. You can release your hands to blocks or the ground. Engage your right glute to lift your right leg up a little bit higher. Keep breathing. Breathe in. And exhale, forward fold. Release your hands if you haven't already. Halfway lift. Breathe in. And exhale, fold. Stand, sink your hips back. Reach your arms forward. Chair pose. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Sink your hips down and back, and then keep your hips where they're at. Hinge. Reach the top of your head and your fingers forward. Squeeze your legs. Breathe in. Sit your hips down and back a little bit further. Pull your low belly to your spine to support your lumbar spine. Breathe in. Exhale, drinking bird. Come high into your toes if your ankles support that. Fly your arms. You can always keep your heels on the ground. Squeeze your triceps. If you're on your toes, stay there. Bring your fingers to graze your mat. Rise to standing on your toes or your heels. Breathe in. Heels to the ground. Take a back bend. Let it go. Reach high. Breathe in. Dive to the ground. Exhale. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, fold, plant your hands. Step or hop your feet back. Plank pose. Press up through your mid-upper back. Use your knees anytime. Squeeze your legs together. Breathe. You're here for 5. You've got this. Breathe for 4. Big breath in. Toes or knees. Exhale, bend your elbows partway back. So that could be halfway to the ground. It could be a millimeter. Only so far as your hips and your shoulders stay level. Pull your hands in toward each other. Squeeze your legs, engage your glutes. Breathe in. Straighten your arms back out. Press up through your mid-upper back. And then slowly lower to the ground. It's time right away. Let's reach back. Starting with an airplane pose, but coming in a slightly different way. It's time to keep your palms on the ground. Draw your low belly in to support your back. Lift your chest up, but keep pushing through your hands. Squeeze your legs together, lift your legs up. Low belly and lift your chest up, push down through your palms. Squeeze your legs together, lift your legs up. So changing it up, keeping your hands grounded so that this bend really is coming from your mid-upper back. Because as soon as your hands lift, I'm using my shoulder blades really to yank up, which creates more bend for my low back. So keep pushing your hands down. Squeeze your legs together tighter. Low belly and lift your chest up. Breathe in. And exhale. Lower. Open mouth. Breath in. Open mouth. Let it go. And then left hamstring strengthener. Bend your left knee. Heel to the outside of your glute. Connect your hands behind you. Press your right leg into the ground. Draw your low belly to support your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, use your hamstring strength. Hug your heel to the outside of your glute. Keep pushing through your right leg. Draw your low belly in tighter. Lift your chest up. Hug your left heel in tighter. Maybe that left quad begins to lift. One more breath in. Exhale, lower down. Release your palms underneath your shoulders. Press your feet into the ground. Pull your low belly in really tight so your spine is supported. Squeeze your shoulder blades together so elbows straight back. Press through the pads of your fingers. Press up, long spine. And sit back, child's pose. Big breath in. Open mouth. Let it go. Then as you're ready, we're coming forward into a forearm plank. So bring your forearms to the ground. Press up through your mid-upper back. Step your feet back, hips and shoulders roughly level. Squeeze your legs, engage your glutes. Breathe, big breath in. You got this, long breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, walk your feet in toward your arms. So playing with that hamstring stretching really. Press through your forearms. Then use your knees if you want them to transition. Lead with your left hand. Press back up, down dog. Inhale, press up high into your toes. Exhale, heels toward the ground. Inhale, extend your right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands, low lunge. Press into both feet. Come on up. Crescent lunge. Square your hips. So nudge your left hip forward. Breathe in. Exhale, bend and goal post your arms. Pull your low belly in so there's minimal arch coming from your low back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach your arms up. On your exhale, hinge. Find a relatively straight line between your left heel and your fingers and the top of your head. And then float your left foot a couple inches off the ground. Actively push through your right foot, engage your right quad, breathe in. Exhale, step back, crescent lunge. Reach up, breathe in. Exhale, bend and goal post your arms. Little tiny back bend. Reach up, breathe in. Exhale, hinge. This time without pushing off your left foot, full warrior three. Engage your left glute to lift your left leg up. Breathe in. Exhale, slowly step back, crescent lunge. This time wrap your left arm underneath your right. Reach for opposite palms or shoulders, doesn't matter. Lift your elbows up, press your arms forward, breathe into that space between your shoulder blades. And then hinge. Find a relatively straight line, left heel, top of your head. Without momentum, fly your left leg. And then this time, bring your left knee in towards your arms. Wrap your left leg around your right. Eagle pose, begin to sit your spine back. Squeeze your inner thighs together. So your left leg can be in more of a figure four shape. It can be wrapped once, it can be wrapped twice, doesn't really matter. If your legs are touching at the top, squeeze your inner thighs together. Sit down and back into your right heel as you would in a chair. Breathe, big breath, and you've got this. Breathe out. Take your time. Lift up, unwind, standing the raise. Extend your left foot forward. Push through both feet. Engage your quads. And then really slow pendulum standing split. Push through your right foot. Use your outer right hip. Steer your left hip bone down. Breathe in. And on your exhale, tuck your left foot behind your right. So forward fold with your feet crossed. Right foot somewhere in front of your left. Nudge your left hip forward, your right hip back. Keep your heels on the ground. Inhale, shift your weight to the balls of your feet. And then squeeze your legs, fold deeply. Big breath in. You got this, breathe out. Right foot stays where it is. Extend your left leg up and back. Use your outer right hip, steer your left hip bone down, breathe in. Exhale, come to a squat, tuck your left knee behind your right calf. Shift weight back to your right heel as you bend into your right knee. Fingers soft. Actively squeeze your right quad and glute. On your inhale, lift up halfway out of this. Hold. Breathe in, squeeze your right quad. Exhale, sit back all the way down into your squat. Fingers soft. This time, inhale, lengthen out all the way. Exhale, square your hips, steer your left hip bone down, breathe in. Exhale, come all the way back into that squat. You got that. We're going to do that one set one more time. Inhale, lift up halfway or part way. Hold, squeeze your right quad, breathe in. Exhale, bend. This time, inhale, lift up all the way. You got it. Exhale, steer your left hip bone down, breathe in. Come back. Then this time, inhale, lengthen up all the way. On your exhale, fly your arms. And then slowly step back. Crescent lunge. Breathe in. Upright twist, left arm forward, right arm back. So lengthen your spine, breathe in, hips stay square. Exhale, you're twisting from your torso. Keep the bend in your front right knee, reverse your warrior. Hold. And then straighten your right leg. Press your feet into the ground so your right toes point forward. Squeeze your quads, triangle pose. So any variation within your arms that supports length in your sides. Actively press your feet down and engage your quads, full extension through your knees as you had pushing your feet into the strap at the beginning. Big breath in. Got this, breathe out. Rise up, high pyramid pose. Breathe in. On your exhale, parallel your feet, dive to the ground. Wide-legged forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. This time, hips stay square. Exhale, walk your right hand over toward your left. And then inhale, left hand, left hip, twist to the left. Again, this twist is coming from your mid-upper back. Hips stay square. Press through your feet, engage your quads, breathe in. And exhale, unwind top of your space, low lunge. Ground your palms, shift your weight to your left foot, three-leg down dog, breathe in. Bend in scorpion, breathe out. Engage your right glute, lift your right hip up, draw some circles with your right knee. And then on your next exhale, bring your right knee to hover outside of your right elbow. Engage your right glute, pick your knee up, breathe in. Exhale, step back, plank pose. You can always bring your knees to the ground, keeping your hips and your shoulders roughly level. Inhale, bring your left knee outside your left elbow. Exhale, back, you've got this. Inhale, right knee outside right elbow, press up through your mid-upper back. Exhale, step back. Inhale, left knee outside left elbow. Exhale, back. Inhale, right knee outside right elbow. Step your right foot to the outside of your hands. And then lizard pose. You can stay on your left toes. If you're on your left toes, push back through your left heel so that leg is strong. I prefer to bring my left knee to the ground just because I get a better groin stretch, really. Notice where your right foot is in relation to your knee. So if your knee is jutting out over your toes, slide your right foot forward a little bit so there's less strain on your right knee. You can stay on your palms. You can come to your forearms. You can bring your hands to a block. So breathe into your inner right thigh and hip. Add work for your outer right hip by pressing your right arm and right leg into each other. Few more full breaths. And then as you're ready, palms on the ground. Let's slide your right knee back. Slide back, child's pose. Big breath in. Open mouth. Let it go. And then as you're ready, separate your hands shoulder width. Come forward onto your palms. Breathe in. Curl your toes under downward facing dog. Breathe out. From your dog, inhale, press up high into your toes. Exhale, heels toward the ground. Inhale, extend your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands, low lunge. This time, press into both feet. Come on up, crescent lunge. Nudge your right hip forward. Breathe in. Exhale, bend and go post your arms. Low belly pulls in, so minimal arch in your low back. Reach up, breathe in. Exhale, hinge, find a relatively straight line between your right heel and fingers. And then float your right fingers a couple inches off the ground, left leg stays bent. Engage your right glute, lift your leg up, keep pulling your low belly in so this lift comes from your glute as opposed to back bend in your low back. And then step back. Crescent lunge, square your hips, adjust your feet so they're where you want them. Bend and go post your arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Reach up, breathe in. Again, exhale, hinge, find that relatively straight line. Next time, float your right leg up more. As you straighten your left one, warrior three. You can always bring your hands to heart center or reach them back behind you if that better supports your low back. Step back. Crescent lunge, so it's less load on your low back if your arms are in closer to you. Breathe in. Exhale, go post your arms. Reach up, breathe in. This time on your exhale, eagle arms. Wrap your right arm under your left. Reach your palms, shoulders, doesn't matter. Bend into your left knee. Reach your elbows up. Press your arms forward so you're breathing into that space between your shoulder blades. Hinge. Find a relatively straight line between right heel and top of your head. Float your right leg. And then tuck your right knee in toward your chest. Wrap your right leg on top. Eagle pose. And then again here, squeeze your inner thighs together if they're touching. You can always be in more of a figure four shape with ankle over your quad as you bend into your left knee. And then take your time. Unwind. Standing knee raise. Soften your shoulders. Notice if you're reaching back, push through your left foot, reach straight up. Extend your right foot forward. Push through both feet, engage your quads. Slow pendulum, standing split. Push through both feet the whole time. Use your outer left hip, steer your right hip bone down. Breathe in. And then exhale, tuck your right foot behind your left. So forward fold with your feet crossed, left leg somewhere in front of your right. Keep your heels on the ground. Inhale, shift your weight toward the balls of your feet and then squeeze your legs, fold. deeper. Let your head and your shoulders hang heavily. Then that left foot stays right where it is. Extend your right leg up and back and breathe in. Exhale, come into that squat shape. So tuck your right knee behind your left calf. Shift weight back to your left heel, fingers soft. Engage your left quad. We're gonna lift up halfway. Out of this, breathe in. Left knee stays bent. Hold, breathe out. Keep actively engaging your left quad, breathe in. Bend back all the way into this squat, right knee behind your left calf. This time, inhale, lengthen out all the way. Hold, steer your right hip bone down, breathe in. Exhale, come all the way back in. One more set like that. Inhale, lift up partway. Hold. Fingers soft, breathe in. Exhale, bend all the way. Inhale, lengthen out all the way. Exhale, steer your right hip bone down. Engage your right glute, lift your leg up, breathe in. Exhale, come back all the way, squat. And then this time, inhale, lengthen out all the way. On your exhale, slowly fly your arms. Reach back, airplane pose, and route back to your crescent lunge. Square your hips forward. Adjust your feet so they're where you want them. And then upright twist, right arm forward, left arm back. Lengthen your spine, breathe in. Low belly in, so this twist comes from your torso. Keep the bend in your left knee, reverse your warrior. Hold. And then adjust your feet, straighten out your left leg. So left toes still point forward. Press your feet down, squeeze your quads. Triangle pose. Any variation within your arms that promotes length in your sides. Couple more full breaths here. Then take your time, rise up. High pyramid. Straighten your arms and your legs, parallel your feet. Dive to the ground. Wide-legged forward fold. Then take a halfway lift. Breathe in. So on your exhale, hips stay right where they're at. Walk your left hand over to your right side. And then inhale, right hand to your hip, twist to the right. Again, hips stay square. Big breath in. Exhale, unwind top of your space, slow lunge. Ground your palm, shift your weight to your right foot, 3 legs down dog, left leg up and back, breathe in. Bend in scorpion, breathe out. Maybe draw some circles with your left knee, massaging your hip. Then on your next exhale, bring your left knee to float outside of your left elbow. Engage your left glute, pick your knee up higher, breathe in. Step it back, plank pose. This can always be on your knees. Hips and shoulders still stay level. Inhale, right elbow outside right knee. Exhale back. Inhale, left. I said that backwards, but knee outside left elbow. Exhale back. Right knee outside right elbow. Exhale back. Press up through your mid upper back. Left knee outside left elbow. Exhale back, one more each side. Right knee, right elbow. Exhale back. Left knee, left elbow. Step your left foot outside of your hand. Lizard pose. So your choice between that back knee and your toes. Any variation within your hands or your arms. Check that your left knee isn't jutted out in front of your toes. If it is, slide that left foot forward just a little bit. And then breathe into your left side here. Add work for your left hip by pressing your left arm and leg into each other. And when I do that pressing, I actually keep my hand, this way. I keep my hand on the ground and push this way. So that I'm not pushing independent of my shoulder strength, so there's no strain on my arm. Couple more full breaths. And then as you're ready, hands to the ground, slide your left knee back, slide back, child's pose. Separate your hands shoulder width and walk your palms forward. Let your forehead rest on the ground or on a block or sweatshirt or other prop. And then bend your elbows, connect your hands or reach your hands back toward each other behind your head. And press down really gently through that space right above your elbow. So you're breathing into your triceps. Let your head and your neck soften. Big breath in. And breathe out. And soften your arms back to the ground. If you wanted more tricep stretch there after doing a lot of tricep work in plank or chaturanga, you could always place, so come back to the same position, but place blocks or some lift underneath your elbows so that they're actually higher back and you'll get more stretch through your triceps. As you're ready, let's come forward onto your belly and then turn over onto your back. On your back, bend your knees. Ground the soles of your feet about that width, right where you started. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. Maybe linger on each side. Coming back to center, we're going to take a relatively quick reverse pigeon. Cross your right ankle over your left quad. Draw your legs up toward you. Let your shoulders soften. This can always be a softer, or it's all relative, right? Softer hip stretch by keeping that left foot on the ground and just crossing your right ankle over your quad, letting that knee rest with gravity. And then as you're ready, switch out your side, so left ankle over your right quad. You decide how much you want to pull your legs in. Couple more full breaths here. And then unwind. Send your feet back to the ceiling, bring your hands behind your legs. Gently draw your straight legs toward you. Then reach your hands up for your feet, or shins or ankles. Exhale, happy baby. Bend your knees to the outsides of your rib cage. Big breath in. Open mouth. Let it go. Then release your feet to the ground, hip width one more time. Bring your fingers to raise your heels. Press your feet and your arms down. Lift your hips. Bridge pose. Engage your glutes. Press through your shoulder blades. Draw your low belly to support your back. And then on your next exhale, slowly lower to the ground. Hug your knees into your chest. Take any intuitive movement here. Then coming back to center, hug your knees in toward your chest. Tuck your chin up into your chest. Take the tightest squeeze of your day so far as you breathe in. And exhale into your Shavasana. Whatever final shape of class feels most restful to your body in this moment. Notice too if your arms and your legs are outstretched. if you're gripping in your hips or your ankles or your shoulders. Without changing your breath or needing to change it, notice all four parts of your breath. Thank you for being here in virtual space to share yourself and your practice and letting me share that with you. Namaste.